Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, we'll learn how to make any spline meshes. This is a very easy way and very nice way to make spline meshes with deformations. So as you can see, it's quite flexible and it's compatible with multiple meshes as well. So you learn that. And yeah, let's start. So only requirement is the mesh should face a certain direction. So if that's done, so you can create as many as you want. So as you see, so it's quite handy tool for level designers. So you can make roads, flagpoles, some pavements like this, anything you want. So yeah, make sure to watch till the end of the video. Also, please subscribe and thank you for your support. So let's begin. So let's create our actor blueprint. So I'll name it BP underscore spline mesh. So open that up. So first thing you want to do is add your spline component. So compile, save, and I'll be adding two variables. One is the static mesh. Type will be your static mesh, and other will be my mesh length. And for that, the type will be float. So compile that and come inside your construction script. So we'll be doing everything inside the construction script. So this affects the editor. Do check out my other video if you want to know more about construction scripts. So first thing I'll do is set the mesh length. So to get this, we will require our static mesh and we will need the bounding box. So get bounding box and break the return value. So break box. So to get your length, we'll be needing the X length. So that's our forward axis. So we want to subtract the max from the min. So do a inverse subtract like this and then break the vector. And from this, you can take the X and set it as the mesh length. So you can calculating the X length. So you can comment it. So once you have done this, you need a for loop command. So for loop. So the first index will be 0. Let's calculate our last index. So for that, we need our spline component. You can drag this. And from that you can get your spline length, and we will divide this by our length, X length. So once you have that, you can just do a truncate to convert that to an integer and set that as our last index. You can add another comment getting the last index. So yeah, so once you have done this, now next thing we want to do is spawn our static mesh. So let's do that. So what I'll do is add a spline mesh component. So there you have, and from that I'll set static mesh, do a set static mesh, and for new mesh you can just connect your static mesh variable and make sure to make this variable public so you can set it in the editor. So once that is done, you want to also set the forward axis to X, since that is the length we are calculating for our mesh. And once that is done, you can just comment this and setting the static mesh And last thing I want to do is do a set start and end, and you can connect this. So right now I'm not organizing my nodes, but you can just organize it properly. So now you need the start position, end position, start tangent, and the end tangent. So let's go ahead and calculate that. So for the start position, first thing you need to do is get your spline and do a get location at distance along spline. So the space will be local, and for the distance you want to take your index and multiply it, and the multiplication factor will be your mesh length, and connect that to the distance, and this can go inside your start position. Same thing you can do for the tangent. So instead of get distance, you want to do get tangent at distance along spline, and connect the same, multiply it to the distance node, and this will go into your start tangent. So you can comment this, get start location and tangent. So last thing now is getting the end position and tangent location. So we will do the same thing. You will take your spline and get location at distance along spline, the same node. And this time for the distance, what you want to do is take your index and add 1. So it will be of the next index, and do the same thing. You can multiply this by your mesh length, and this will be your end position. And for the end tangent, do the same, get tangent at distance along spline, and for the distance connect your multiplication node, and this will be your end tangent. So we can comment get end location and tangent, and comment this also, setting the positions. So compile it and let's test it out. So I'll drag it in. So you have your spline. I'll just increase the length, and inside my details panel I'll have the static mesh node here, and I'll just select a fence. So there you have it. And if I just increase the spline, it should automatically increase and decrease. So the deformations are perfect, and it is quite useful. So next thing we want to do is, what if you want, let's say, variations inside your fence. So some may have it, some may not. So let's do that. Let's add that. So what you want to do is add a variable for, let's say, multiple meshes. Type will be Boolean, and add static mesh M, and the type will be of static mesh, and this time the variable type container will be of an array. And yeah, so that's all you need to do. And over here where you're setting your static mesh, you will add a Boolean and for multiple meshes. So if it's false, it will continue to do the same. If it's true, we can just take the static mesh and inside the new mesh, take in your static mesh and just do random array item, and you can just add that and then connect it back to the forward axis. So let's test. So I have my this thing here. Also, yeah, I forgot to make my multiple meshes variable public. So yeah, so now inside my details I'll select multiple meshes. Okay, oh sorry, forgot. I also forgot to make my static mesh array item public. So yeah, so now there you have it. So I'll just select few fences. So let's say this one and this one. So yeah, it is. Okay, so this is not a fence, it's just a half a fence. So yeah, so this, so there you see, so you now have types of different fences. And yeah, I think that's it for the tutorial. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, we are super close to 1000, so let's get there. So I'm just checking a last few stuff. Why is this not working properly? Is it the mesh problem or is it okay. So if I only add one, it's working fine. So probably it's because it has to be of the same length, I feel. That is why. So if I add 2, so yeah, it creates those random variations along the path. So yeah, thanks a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, do let me know in the comments what you like to see next level designing wise. So yeah, thank you.